Return of Kings by holy things, repairing seams. This a vision we all read like Martin dreams. We fight demons and blast heathens and take kingdoms. We won't stop till the earth judging, the trees singing. Put my name on the city cause I own it. If they left ain't no condolence, we just claiming what was stolen. Brother shook and started folding, we didn't stop, we kept on rolling. Spirit lift a lot of waste but my head never gets swollen. Nah, look, I seen a lot of traders come and go. Spirit stay on David, been hard metal like rock and roll. Boots stay on the ground, my shoes begging for Dr. Soul. Elders build him in, if you left then you should just dig a hole. The court cases, abort paces, is blank races. Grave full of the pale skins, this black faces. Look, Lord, they don't think destruction coming. They don't know destruction coming. Lord, please let them press the button. Booth stomping, the king coming, they all running. They stand still like the bars down in the train coming. They left us with the black face, they all coons. We get big like Mario with the mushrooms. Mamas cry while babies die, it's genocide. We the ones just marching against the homicide. Men die, we at war, we don't cry. Explain treason while looking into them red eyes.
Recompense to the red guys, waiting on the Lord with my brother sipping red wine. A lot of brothers going back to sleep like it's bedtime. Repent or die when the Lord returns, that's a deadline. Damn, they lacking oil cause they been foolish. When you follow Christ, you gon' meet a Judas. And when I meet a Judas, I expose him like a nudist. Cut him with the word, and my aim always been the truest. And my border been the bluest. Only speak the word of God, the Holy Spirit made me fluent. We are not your average humans getting changed like a mutant. We gon' crush Babylon till this kingdom is left in ruins. Evangelize till they recognize we the 12 tribes, let them know that it's reppin' time. Grab your shofar, let it blow. Let me emphasize Christ coming back for an army. Better step in line. And when they see that army standing strong, organized, 144 standing bold, getting glorified. Building Zion, every wall getting fortified. Everybody walking with crowns, we've been royalized. Every religion in this earth is getting mortified. The border of wickedness getting knocked off the borderline. Looking in the eyes of a God, I make them horrified. Any heathen stepping out of line is getting pulverized.
It's the return of the Holy Seed. And for Edom fiends getting rocky like Apollo Creed. Rolling with the punches, we've been boxing for eternity. But now we know the Father, they all bother about fraternity. And it's amazing how them tables turn. Heathens underestimate Abba, now his tables learn. At the final supper with a sucker, we gon' let them burn. Glorify Messiah, setting fires, watch us feel them squirm. A spectacle of all the spectators. On the corners, warm with the G's, we the regulators. Now we travel over every seas, trying to resuscitate them. To the ones screaming, we can't breathe, here's a respirator. And it's an honor, never vain glory to resurrect the God, scatter abroad with the same story. To watch it come alive and revived by that holy water. Lacing up they boots, racing troops for the holy slaughter. They blackball, chain gang, and gator baiters. Noose tied and crucified the black savior. Demoralized and feminized the whole nation. Boy, we rising for that title with that KJV waving. Jim Crow, the black coats and red lining. Triple K, the bloom whites, they slave finding. They hunt our steps in all the streets, you cold signing. But it's paid back for all of that in his high timing.
Do you know who you are? What's your nationality? Did you know you're a slave? But did you know that you're a king? Yeah. My mama used to say I'm very special. Got important blood pumping through my vessels. I got the juice all in my DNA. I got royalty. Yeah. I'm a different man ever since I found the truth. Yeah. And I'll never go back 'cause I'm not a fool. Yeah, you don't wanna go back. And I don't wanna go back. Yeah, you could either die in the world, or you can choose to live the life and rule the world. You don't wanna go back. Yeah, you don't wanna go back. Yeah, you don't wanna go back.
Yeah, hey, turn me up in the headphones. Yeah, see what's the kingdom to a dollar bill? What's a no to a man if you don't keep it real? I took the bread and wine, lost the light, but now I'm shining. Life ain't DVR, don't get caught rewinding. Let go with the old man for the fire's sake. We chose to repent cause it's the better way. A dog back to his vomit, yeah, it's kinda strange, but we gon' get it right though. As I examine myself, examine my ways. If I put hand to the plow, we'll look it back to my shame. I'll probably cleave into them nukes was prophesied in the days. But I don't wanna look back.
You don't wanna go back. And I don't wanna go back. Yeah, you could either die in the world, or you can choose to live the life and rule the world. You don't wanna go back. Yeah, you don't wanna go back.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
I just wanna tell the truth.
Shalom. I'm Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ, and today I'd like to present a sit-down discussion with the Jewish community. There's a lot of controversy. There's much hatred that you have towards us. We're the prophets of the one true God. So what we'd like to do is sit down with several of your leading Jewish personalities. The rest of you just stand by. Sit back, move out the way. We want to sit down with Yitzhak Yosef, who called black people monkeys. He's number one.
לא הכל כושים מברכים, אלא צריך שיהיה כושי שאבא שלו ואמא שלו לבנים. איפה אתה תדע? אם אתה יודע, בפעם שאתה יודע, ואתה יצא להם בן קוף, יצא להם בן ככה.
Number two, we like to sit down with Jonathan Greenblatt of the Anti-Defamation League. You have so much to say on the Breakfast Club in alluding that we have shot and murdered people in New Jersey. We want to sit down and discuss with you to produce your cause.
And look, they're entitled to their beliefs until that justifies shooting Jewish people with pellet guns on Staten Island. Or like, this is December. 3 years ago, December 2019, 2 black Hebrew Israelites went into a kosher supermarket in Jersey City and killed 3 people because they said they weren't real Jews.
Wow.
Shot them cold dead in a kosher supermarket.
Prove what those lies you have said. We want to sit down with the SPLC, Margaret Huang, and Beeson. You also pushed the lie that we have murdered people in New Jersey, so forth and so on. We want to sit down with APOC, Howard Core, and Lillian Pincus. Also, that latest group, the Canary Mission. We want to sit down with Adam Milstein and Howard D. Sterling.
When Tony asked about Canary Mission.
Who are the people involved with them?
It's him. It's him.
Adam Milstein.
Yeah, I don't know who he hired to oversee it. Adam Milstein. He's the guy who funds it.
We need to expose the fact that they're anti everything we believe in. We need to put them on the run.
So Adam Milstein, he funds the Israel Project and he's funding the Canary Mission website.
Yeah, which is interesting because it makes it seem as though we're a part of it, but we're not.
We'd like to sit down with all of you. If all, one for all and all for one, however you want to do it. But we will sit down with you. So don't say we're running from you, we're trying to evade you. No, we're not. Okay? Reach us, call us at 1-855-484-4842, extension 7023. Or by email, israel@israelunite.org. All right? The scriptures say, if at all possible, be at peace with all men. And that's what we endeavor to do. So, Jewish community, have a sit down with us. Let's have an open discussion publicly. All right? Shalom.
My people going to war. We bringing out the fire. Those heathens we ignore. Cause we know that they're liars.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Most High in Christ bless Israel.
Yeah.
You are tuned into In the Scripts.
Reloaded.
Absolutely, absolutely. And y'all already know what it is, man. Every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're in the same place doing the same thing, bringing the information out, showing you what's happening in the world, and doing it out of the Scriptures.
That's right.
That's why it's called In the Scripts, right?
In the Scripts Reloaded.
Yes, sir. In the Scripts Reloaded. Absolutely. So we're going to jump straight in because we just a couple of minutes late or a few minutes late, but we're going to make this thing work, though, man. Tonight's show is titled The Habitation of Foul Birds and Devils. Y'all know we've been going in on the birds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've been going. We've been going in on the birds. Why? Because the birds, they like to fly around and drop
droppings. And always chirping.
Yeah, always chirping, bro. Always chirping, man. But I want to start off, we're going to preface it with a few scriptures. Let's open those scriptures real quick. Give me Revelations 18 and 2. Revelations 18 and 2.
Gotcha. The book of Revelations, chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils.
And has become the habitation of devils. America has fallen and become the habitation of devils. Go ahead.
And the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Wow. So all of the foul spirits, the unclean, and the hateful birds are caged in right here in Babylon the Great. Thus the name Babylon comes from Babel, which means confusion. That's what's going on right here in America, man. So the habitation of foul birds and devils. Give me Sirach, chapter 5, verse 14.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 14. Be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with thy tongue.
Don't be called a whisperer. Don't be drop. What did you say?
Droppings.
Yeah. Don't leave droppings everywhere, man.
Right. So dirty ass.
Yeah. Right. With your dirty ass. Out there telling lies, spreading ish, literally.
Right.
Go ahead.
And for a foul shame is upon the thief.
And a foul shame is on the thief. And tonight we're going to bring some shame to that thief. Who is that thief? That thief is those people who stole us from the west coast of Africa and from the east coast and took us into China and India. But we're going to talk to those who stole us as a people, stole our identity, stole our land, stole everything about us. And we understand, yeah, we did what we did, Deuteronomy 28, right? But right now, though, hey, game's over, Amalek.
Yep.
Game's over.
We on your head.
We on your neck, man. All right, now give me same book, Sirach 20:24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 24.
Wait, did we finish 14? 5:14?
No, sir.
All right, finish reading it.
And an evil condemnation upon the double tongue.
And an evil condemnation upon the double tongue. Because y'all are double-tongued as hell. And the book of James said, a man that's double-minded, that speaks double, you unstable in all your ways. And we see it over history. You've been unstable in all your... Right now you winning, but guess what? It's a fixed fight, Amalek.
Right.
You're going to lose, sir. You're going to lose. Sirach 20:24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 24. A lie is a foul blot in a man, yet it is continually in the mouth of the untaught.
And y'all are untaught. Why? Because the Bible was never given to you and you cannot understand it. That's the reason that you don't deal. Y'all scream the Torah. Here's a double tongue, right? Y'all scream Torah, but everything you really bring out is Mishnah and Talmud.
That's right.
Everything is Mishnah and Talmudic. So y'all are speaking double tongue. Y'all really put the traditions of men over the truth of the Torah. And the Bible said it. It said that you hated instruction, so you tossed God's word behind your back. In the beginning, we was all given the instruction, and we all said we're going to play our role. Guess what? Amalek, you got to play your role.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to play your role, buddy. It is what it is, man. We played ours, you play yours.
So they have the Torah, but they never saw Deuteronomy 25 and 25.
Man.
Never saw themselves in it, right?
Right. At all. But for all of that, right, we talking about foul birds and devils, right, deceivers. Well, let's look at the effects of a foul bird. We're going to go into our segment called Ear to the Streets. We're going to deal with some foul birds right here in America of our own damn people.
Bring it out.
Let's let that play.
This is New York. Fuck, I look like telling a nigga good morning. Fuck, I look like being nice, sweet, charming, and warming. Get the fuck out, New York. You ain't welcomed anymore. Get the fuck out, New York. We ain't feeling you no more. Back the fuck up. Move the fuck back. Back the fuck up. Move the fuck back. Back the fuck up.
All right. That's it. Yeah, God almighty.
Corinne, where you be finding these videos?
Right.
That's hard to watch, ain't it?
Man, bro, that's horrible. Here's what hit me, and I got to be honest. I'm an old school hardcore hip hop head. The track banging. The beat itself, banging. I was like, oh my God. Right? But then
you saw that face right there, huh?
Man.
Hey, go back to that face. Go back to that face. You saw that right there. You said, oh God.
Jeez. Right. So this is I don't even know I don't even know the sister's name. But what I pray though is that the spirit of the Most High enters into her ear at some point and trickles down, and the butter spreads, like Bishop Yawasop be saying. Let some butter run down in that popcorn and that biscuit.
Right. You said you was old school. What happened to the days with like MC Light and people like that? You know what I'm saying? Because she ended up being a homosexual, right?
Right.
But she still rapped about men and liking boys, you know.
Right.
Georgie.
Yeah.
All of these.
Right. I mean, you know, she showed some signs when she said she want a roughneck, you know.
Yeah. But we didn't know she was talking about a woman, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we didn't know.
Hey, can I get something on that?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
What you got? Let me get that. Lamentations 4:1, and then jump to 3.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 1. How is the gold become dim?
So the Most High, he reveres the nation of Israel, men and women alike. Gold, you are pure gold. But he says, how has the gold become dim? As we look at decades in past times, we got progressively worse each generation, right? Each decade it got worse and worse.
Absolutely.
We looking at this right now, like we scratching our head, like what is this? Right. That's dim, right?
Yes.
Read.
How has the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed?
It's not what it used to be. In fact, it's getting so far away from what it was, we don't recognize it anymore.
Right.
Read.
The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
So we scattered. We scattered bad, y'all.
Right.
Jump to verse 3.
Verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast.
So he really talking about the women now, right? So our women, like you read Titus 2, it goes into how the women's supposed to be treating each other, teaching the young kids. This is what's being taught right now, right? This is scary stuff, Reed.
They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel.
I mean, cruel. That was cruel. Right. That was a cruel image. When you freeze framed her face, it was like, whoa.
You saw how she pushed dude in the chest. She was, whoa.
Now that's some sad commentary right there, right?
Yes.
So Reed,
like the ostriches in the wilderness.
And an ostrich is a cruel bird, right?
Right.
Trample on their eggs, you know, and provides no nurturing.
Yes.
And this is what the women of our generation are becoming.
Awesome.
So,
right. You know, I heard from a brother at a zoo, like a zookeeper or whatever case. He said an ostrich can kill a lion with its kick.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Message. Most times, hey, the sister like that will kill a brother.
Right. Hey, we just saw it. Yeah. with the sister that killed her husband.
Oh, yeah.
On live. Yeah. It just happened.
Hey.
Yeah, we just saw that. Absolutely. But they've got it was interesting. Somebody came up with an interview. Somebody wanted to interview her. So let's look at, her name is Scarlip. Scarlip.
Well, these names getting crazy and crazy.
Hey, what's you know the brother
like Scarface, but Scarlip.
Scarlip.
Oh, okay. I see what you're trying to
y'all seen that brother on TikTok who like well, you see, that's all you can say. Right. Somebody about to croak.
That's all you can say. So she talks about, so that song is about New York City, because she's saying, get the F out. Get out of F. What the F I look like saying good morning. So she's saying everybody else that is coming to the industry that's now, been flooding New York and the radio stations and everything, that now that it's time for New York to cease that and get back to what New York used to be. That's what she's saying.
Wow.
So let's watch this interview.
Okay.
It's the same sister with the pink head.
Industry Wednesdays was f***ing lit on Shea Baby TV.
She made me a Knicks fan again. Yo, I gotta tell you, I don't wanna jinx it, but I feel like you might have the best song in New York City. You got that? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. You agree?
So wrong.
Yo, New York, man, what's going on, man? New York, what's going on, man? They said this sister got the best. That was the best song in New York.
Right. Shout out to NYC.
Man.
So So can you imagine coming home to that right there? Can you,
Bruh?
I mean, where's the femininity at, man?
Where?
She more thug than most dudes you see.
Right.
People champion New York for being like the home of hip hop, where it originated from.
Right.
And if this is what the best song in New York is right now, good God.
Hey man,
Good
bring
God,
Foxy Brown back. Bring
right.
Lil'
100.
Kim, right?
Yeah, 100. So NYC and then this podcast, brother, is openly pushing the
Scarlet,
the masculine energy of modern women. Because modern women, I mean, there's this whole perception that women have a masculine energy. They don't. You were never made to have a mask. I hate this crap.
Right.
Anyway, so this is what they're pushing, man. So our ears are to the street on stuff like this, y'all. This type of stuff has to be exposed. We have to be the ones to say we not rocking like this no more.
Right.
This ain't how we moving, sis. Don't be this. This ain't what that is. And the foolish thing or the crazy thing is that all of this comes from the Edomites, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like we've learned a lot of our ways now from our oppressors. So we want to see what our oppressors are doing. Let's look and see. So we're going to bring out the Idumean moment of the week.
Oh, man.
Another one. How can they top last week?
You'd be surprised. Woman uses moose poop.
Maybe for vegetables, maybe? For gardening?
Let's see.
There's a lot going on at this Somerville home. There are 2 adults, 3 kids, more than 60 animals, including some fish, and a whole bunch of moose turds. Mary Winchenbach runs Turdy Works. It's art made from the stuff that moose leave behind.
Everyone takes a crap. Everyone goes to the bathroom, so everyone can relate to that. And the terms that I use to name these products are everyday terms that, you know, people are used to hearing and stuff. So you just try to, combine the two to come up with something halfway decent that's funny, you know. For example, the first thing that we make now, instead of a cuckoo clock, see, this is a poo-poo clock.
Oh,
and what we did see is we took them turds and we crammed them in between the number there, so that's 130, 230, 330.
That's just one of many products she offers.
We can do them with big boobs or guts or butts or long legs or short legs, see, because there's no 2 turds that are ever alike. You ever seen a turd, the 2 turds alike?
Guess not.
No.
Mary says half the battle is getting her product, but to do that, she doesn't have to travel far.
That's enough. That's enough, man. That's enough, man.
Ain't no way, boy.
What's going on out here in Babylon?
So, right. And she had a real crappy haircut, too.
Man. What Kelly, she said 230, 330.
Yeah, right.
The hell is this?
So this is what Idumea is doing. Now, I won't lie. Genius. If I can pick some crap up off the ground, right, and harvest it and turn it into something, and there's some people that actually want to come. Because when you go into the video, she says that people are paying something like $5 per turd.
Wow.
So one of those little pieces with a head, a body, 2 arms and 2 legs, that's what, like $25?
Fundraiser, we got to get our stuff together.
Right.
These Edomites, man, they putting us to shame, man.
Right. So people are, hey, she's doing that, but this is definitely an Idumean moment. Because this is not something that we're going to do.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. She is full of ish.
Full of ish.
Full of it, man.
100%. 100%, man.
That woman 1,000 there off of turds.
Man.
Yeah. And but that goes into the whole foul bird. Because what is the bird of Edom? Eagle. So that goes into them, man. It just is what it is, y'all. We ain't going to play with it. But we're going to move forward, though. Because from last week, if y'all remember, we went through a book that was exposing Amalek, and it was called The Onslaught, right? Dr. Tony, I can't remember his last name, so I'm bad about that. But I wanted to show, because we didn't get to touch what some of the backlash was from him writing this book, all right? Everybody thinks that, oh, yeah, no, they're down with the black community. No, Amalek is not. Let's see some of the things that Amalek wrote to this brother.
So this is Jewish racism. Lawrence D. Lowenthal, executive director of the New England American Jewish Committee, illustrates this. He became so apoplectic apoplectic at the legal victory of Dr. Leonard Jeffries against the Jewish-encouraged assault on his freedom of speech that he momentarily even embraced Arabs and Catholics in his wild rantings. He called Jeffries Europhobic, anti-Semitic, anti-Arabic, and anti-Catholic. Elsewhere in the Jewish press, Minister Louis Farrakhan is a professional bigot. Dr. Leonard Jeffries is a charlatan and a virtually criminal one at that, and yours truly is a career racist.
So this is how hot they got about this book that he wrote, Standing Up for Himself, right? Let's go to the next one.
It says, scroll up. The beliefs of Professor Michael Levin, Professor Adelson and African-American Professor Marcellus Andrews in Black Inferiority have inevitably found cruder expressions in the hate mail.
So what we're going to read is some hate mail that was sent to him. Just a piece. Go ahead.
A strangely similar letter mailed in West Palm Beach, Florida, bore a copy of Dr. Leonard Jeffries' photograph adorned with racist graffiti and the following ungrammatical message. White Jesus and the 13 sick white apostles are all whites, a superior people. Niggers are the missing link.
So when people say that Jewish people, that we need to stop picking on Jewish people, no, we're not going to stop picking on the same people that are lying against our names and doing every foul thing that they can do against us in the media. Yet when one of our brothers clearly shows that what they're doing is wrong against him and stands up for himself, then this is what they resort to. Saying white Jesus and 13 white apostles.
The hell is this?
Where do we read the 13 white apostles?
So they do the what is it called? The perpetrator is now he's trying to make himself out to be the victim.
Right.
So they were the first ones to send hate mail directly to people.
Yes.
Now they dropping their own flyers up in their yard talking about this
and
is all
blaming it on us.
Wow.
Foul play.
Wow.
What the hell is this?
Foul play.
When they know we don't go out and talk to no Edomites, if we see y'all, we talking to our people.
Right.
Y'all want to talk, y'all want to ask questions, we'll deal with y'all. But you know, we definitely out there for our people. Isaiah 58.
Absolutely.
They are the masters of propaganda and misinformation.
Because they control it.
Right.
Ye wasn't wrong. Ye did not lie. They control everything.
Right.
So anybody that think otherwise, you stupid. You fooling yourself.
It says, theological disputation proved very popular with the mostly anonymous hate mongers. An unknown bigot and bibliophile from Queens, New York, kindly sent me several clippings from various sources, supplemented by much handwritten exegesis. After accusing me of Bantu cultural imperialism, he suggested that the black church is a fraud for the simple reason Christianity is a fraud.
Sheesh.
Preach.
Where's the bomb?
Bring it out.
Right.
Hold on. Amalek said that the black church is a fraud because Christianity is a fraud.
Hey, Esau said, I'm gonna have to get honest for a second because I got to really make my point.
Right.
And while you have Edomites saying these things, that same the people who he's saying these things against, they'll take up for that same Edomite.
Yes. Right.
That's the foolishness of our people, the simplicity of our people.
What the hell is this?
It's like the video from Detroit. Pastor Winans. What was it? Pastor Marvin Winans, I think was his name. Sat in the car, wouldn't get out, made an agreement to meet with the brothers, to sit down and have a discussion.
Right. Wow.
And then didn't have it. So now when the brothers show up outside on the doorstep, like, hey, come out and talk to us.
Right.
Now you won't even get out the car, and then you'll laugh. Do you have the Holy Spirit? Do you have the Holy Spirit? And once the Holy Spirit's about to come out, you burn off.
Ran. That Matthew 8. Yeah.
Yes.
I am
John 8,
free.
yes.
These pastors will lie to our faces. Well, we had a sister last time we did a church blitz. Say, sis, y'all pastor there? She said, yeah, let me go get him. Y'all want to talk to him? We said, oh, praises. 5 minutes later, she came back outside. Oh, the pastor out of town.
Right.
I said, what?
Liar. Liar.
These people crazy. Our people.
So Christianity is a fraud, he said. Go ahead.
After accusing, no,
this was scribbled?
This was scribbled on the photocopy title pages of the Myth Maker, Paul and the Invention of Christianity by Hiam Maccoby, and the Trial of Jesus of Nazareth by S.G.F. Brandon.
So he sends in photocopied title pages of the Mythmaker about Paul, the invention of Christianity. So Paul had nothing to do with Christianity.
Right.
For anybody that's watching this new, Christianity and Paul had nothing to do with one another. Christianity is a fraud 100%. Right? It is a devilish, meaning a deceiving doctrine.
That's right.
Shifting gears.
Shifting gears to slavery in the United States. This engaging scribbler wrote, "There was no black Holocaust. Slavery wasn't so bad."
God almighty. That is so anti-Semitic of him.
I'm offended.
Right. I mean, it's even hard to look at the pictures of slavery.
Right. That is so anti-Semitic.
Canary Mission, if y'all watching this, y'all need to investigate this.
Y'all need to investigate this.
Man.
Hey, ADL, guess what? They're defaming us right now, man. I need y'all to step up, please, and help us and do what your mission statement says that you do.
Yeah.
Southern Poverty Law Center, same thing. Right?
Southern Poverty Law Center. Hey, look, man. Hey, can y'all look into this, please?
This is a hate crime.
Right.
Please. Right. Can you please?
Right.
All right, what's the rest of that?
This is, of course, the newest rendition of the very old Hamitic myth, despite the anachronistic and incongruous inclusion of, next slide, Jesus, whereby Noah is the biblical book of Genesis, cursed the descendants of his son Ham.
And he never cursed Ham. Go read it. Anybody if you're watching right now, he never said cursed his Ham. Right. That's not real. That came from was it Maimonides? Rabbi Mammon. I know I'm butchering the name, but I don't give a damn. But there was a rabbi in the 8th or 9th century that came up with that, and his name was Maimonides. It's like Maimonedes or something like that, Maimonides or something like that. But he came up with that about the curse of Ham. So that's a lie. Go ahead.
It says, the association of Ham with the African race made of this myth a major rationalization for the European enslavement of Africans. For if God himself had ordained that Africans should forever be hewers of wood and drawers of water for the children of Europe and Asia, then the moral dilemma of slavery was resolved.
Now, here's what's crazy. In the book of Joshua, right, what they're trying to bring out is, who knows what that is? It's in the book of Joshua, where Joshua said that group of Hamites would actually be, they would be hewers of wood and stone to Israel forever.
Joshua 9.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Let me show, because this is where this lie is coming from, and they perpetrate lies all the time. I know it's over on the right-hand page.
27 is the point.
Yep. So go start first at Joshua chapter 9 and verse 7.
The book of Joshua, chapter 9 and verse 7.
Bring it out! And start at, actually, we got to start up top, man. Start at verse 1. I'm sorry.
Joshua chapter 9 and verse 1. And it came to pass when all the kings which were on this side Jordan, in the hills and in the valleys and in all the coasts of the great sea over against Lebanon, the Hittite and the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite heard thereof.
So these are all Hamitic nations, right? So they heard of us coming in. Go ahead.
That they gathered themselves together to fight with Joshua and with Israel with one accord.
So they brothers. So they said, we're going to stand up against these people coming in here to take our land. They were confederate as one, right? Go ahead.
And when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Gibeon heard what Joshua had done unto Jericho and to Ai, they did work willily and went and made as if they had been ambassadors and took old sacks upon their asses and wine bottles, old and rent and bound up, and old shoes and clouded upon their feet, and old garments upon them. And all the bread of their provisions was dry and moldy.
So right there, they lied. They put on a facade of being poor people who was coming from a far country, and they were going to use this as deceivers. These were some damn devils. They were deceivers trying to work their way into our circle. Verse 8.
Verse 8.
Verse not 7. Go ahead, 7.
And the men of Israel said unto the Hivites, peradventure ye dwell among us, and how shall we make a league with you?
Because in verse 6, they came and said, hey, we came from a far country. We are your people, but, you know, we're returning with y'all. Wow.
I guess that's what they were saying.
That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying. So they came to make a league with us, right? Devils, deceivers. The word devil, everybody means deceiver. So that you know, deceiver. Verse 8.
And they said unto Joshua, we are thy servants. And Joshua said unto them, who are ye? And from whence come ye? And they
So long story short, this is the lie that they made up. He searched into it, but then he found out. So now jump over to verse 20.
Verse 20. This we will do to them. We will even let them live, lest wrath be upon us, because of the oath which we swear unto them.
Because what is the oath when it comes to Israel? What is the oath that when we swear something to a stranger? Oh, damn. Okay. If we make an oath with them, if we make an agreement with them that they'll do good to us, we'll do good to them.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing that happened with Rahab, right? It was always told to us, if they bless you, then we bless them.
Right.
But if they curse us, then we curse them. So that's the oath that they're talking about, right? So he's standing on the oath. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And the princes said unto them, let them live, but let them be hewers of wood and drawers of water unto all the congregation, as the princes had promised them.
There it is, right there. So this is what he's going into. But this was Israel saying this to the Hamites.
Right.
This was not Edom saying this to Israel.
Esau just insert themselves anywhere, huh?
Bro, all they are is thieves.
Culture vultures.
Yes, they lie and they steal. This is Israel taking some Hamites and making them slaves forever, but they had to dwell amongst us because of a promise that they tricked us into. But it did not mean that they're going to get the kingdom with us, nor that they are Israelites like us. So this is what they're saying here. I'm sorry. I just had to bring that out so nobody reading this will get this confused, all right? That's the Hamitic myth, that we are Ham and that we were cursed to be slaves to them all the days of our life, and that's a damn lie.
It seems it seems like the only time that they actually go into the Bible is to try to justify them oppressing us.
Yes, yes. So now Christians have customarily
borne the brunt of the blame for the Hamitic myth.
So they're saying it's normally blamed on the Hamite. I mean, it's normally blamed on Christianity because that's where you hear it most of the time. And since they push it out there, since they control media, then Amalek has made it like this was a Christian doctrine. Right? Keep reading, though.
And they certainly are not without sin in this regard. Yet, the Hamitic myth, that is the association of the African with the supposed curse of Noah, was invented by Jewish Talmudic scholars.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on.
Yeah. Damn.
That myth that we are Ham did not come from Christianity. It came from way before that. It came from the Jewish Talmudic scholars over 1,000 years before the transatlantic slave trade began.
Wow.
It's just more evidence that Amalek set the stage for Christianity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I got something for that. Lord will, life lasts. Next week, I got something for that.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna show how it was established in the earth. I'm gonna show how it was established in America if we get an opportunity.
You are without a doubt the synagogue of Satan. If you are putting stuff like this into effect 1,000 years before
it even happened,
before the slave trade, knowing that they were gonna do it.
Right.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Emotional, damn it.
That's right.
As important as may have been the Jewish involvement in helping finance and prosecute the Atlantic slave trade, as detailed in the secret relationship between blacks and Jews.
Can we raise that up, y'all? Y'all say we reading. We getting to the bottom of it. Let's raise it up.
Their invention of the Hamitic myth may be of even greater importance, since it provided the moral pretext upon which the entire trade grew and flourished.
And it was Amalek that started the slave trade.
Wow.
So this was set in place because that's how they justified what they did and what they still do to us to this day.
That's so crazy because 1,000 years is a long time.
Yes.
But they thinking in their mind, brought to you by Satan, their mind.
Right.
They like, we got to say this. We got to repeat it.
Right.
We'll be able to repeat it so many times that eventually 4 or 5 generations up, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, them people curse.
Right.
And king of propaganda in that they did this 1,000 years ago. It's repeated to this day, and by the people they perpetrate it against. Black people.
Yes.
Black people will repeat this.
Absolutely.
Will argue with you over it.
Absolutely. Finish that out.
Oh, yeah.
Black historians?
Black historians such as J.A. Rogers have long written of the Jewish invention of the Hamitic myth, But for purposes of this essay, it is more appropriate to rely on the testimony of a 1977 PhD dissertation by Harold D. Brackman of California's Jewish Simon Wiesenthal Center.
So we won't read into that, but I just wanted to show that these myths went into Christianity, and Christianity now has spread forth as truth in the earth.
Let me get something.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Let me get that in Psalms 2, verse 1 and 2, just to show you about this myth, right?
Yes, sir.
Because on a long enough timeline of repeating the myth, it becomes what? Reality, right?
Becomes reality.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage?
And guess who the heathen we talking about? Not just everybody outside of the nation of Israel. We talking about you, Amalek.
That's
why,
right.
why are you mad when the bishops bring out something? You mad because guess what? It's the truth.
Right.
Read.
Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
The vain thing of these lies, these myths that you propagating throughout the earth. Read.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed.
So y'all got the power with a pen right now. Y'all got the power with a pen, and y'all
That's right.
got the illusion that you're winning right now. But you know what? Through the power of the Most High God and his men right now in the earth, his prophets pushing out this word right now, y'all, the Most High is going to cast you down. That is the scriptures. That is the truth of the Bible. So that's all.
Absolutely. So let's deal with another lie, because we're dealing with deceivers, right? Let's deal with another lie. We touched this one, but since we in this season, because right now, you know, Ishmael is dealing with what are they Ramadan,
Yeah.
right? And the Catholics / Christians, because they try to act like they're not the same. The Catholics and Christians are dealing with Easter.
Officer, I was at Walmart the other day. Brother, I was checking out. Brother, grab my wine bottle. It was like, what are you doing? Muslims, we don't drink wine. And I was like, yeah, I'm not Muslim. He was like, no, we don't drink wine. We don't drink wine. I said, man, I got a Muslim dude at my job, man. He drink alcohol. He probably the biggest drunk at my job. He said, no, he's not a good Muslim.
Yeah.
well, show me a good Muslim.
Yeah, show me a good Muslim. Then.
Bro, he tried to grab my bottle. He looking up, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Madness.
Ramadan.
So here is a Passover lie. Now I want you to notice these two people are the same race, same lineage of people, but watch the discussion. Let's let that play.
My church's Passover potluck. What now? You should come. We're celebrating the Passover the way Jesus did. Sounds risky during COVID. We socially distance. No, I meant the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Hundreds of thousands of people packed into the city for a week of purification before the feast. And will you be bringing your sheep on the plane? Plus, I don't know how to tell you this, but the temple was destroyed in 70 CE. You literally can't celebrate the Passover the way Jesus did. Oh, I didn't mean literally. We're just gonna do a Seder dinner, you know, with the herbs and the matzah. So not like Jesus did. Is a rabbi or a Jewish person coming to lead it at least? I mean, we read the Old Testament. That's good enough, right? No. The modern Seder was developed during Rabbinic Judaism, long after Jesus. But it makes Holy Week so much more meaningful. Why not do a Tenebrae service? Or an Easter Vigil? You could even do a Maundy Thursday service and celebrate communion and tell the story of the Exodus, all without play-acting the sacred traditions of somebody else's religion. You could also develop real relationships with your Jewish neighbors who may actually invite you to a Seder dinner one day. But they're not Christian. Neither is the Seder.
False.
Wow.
What the hell is this?
Wow. So much to unpack. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
You can start at the beginning, and when you get to the end, you stop, right?
Yeah. You needed to go again?
No.
Let me. I want to get some Judges 5 and 11.
Bring it out.
Because one thing that she did say in the video was that you can't celebrate it like Jesus Christ. You know, which the temple. You know, we not going to the temple. We ain't going over to Jerusalem three times a year.
Right.
You know, we know that. And our brothers and sisters, man, we talk to on the streets. They, are you going to the temple? Are you doing it? Like, come on, bro. Come on, you know. And they try to go to the extremes to try to get around keeping God's commandments. But let's see what they say.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 5 and verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of drawing water.
So the scripture that we just read before, we were not those drawers of water, but here we are in a place of drawing water because we are in the land of our captivity.
That's
wherever
right.
wherever you were scattered, sold to by Amalek, the so-called Jewish man on these slave ships. Now we're in the places of drawing water, the 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
That's what the Most High told us to do. We actually read the Bible and rehearse and practice the things that are written in it.
That's right.
What makes them the righteous acts of the Lord? They written in the Bible.
Yes.
They say Passover, say do A, B, and C. We're going to do A, B, and C. And we're rehearsing these things to the best of our ability. Damn.
Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
Yeah, all praise to the Most High.
Hey, what I want to know real quick, because I know you got something, but I want to see, there's something that she brought up, and most people will never know what this is. She said a Seder dinner, right? A Seder dinner. So I think that's S-A-D-E-R.
Is that where they play hide and seek at the end?
Man, I have no idea. Is it possible? Are we able to look up a Seder dinner? Because we can bring some other stuff out on the video while y'all look for. As a matter of fact, run the video again while y'all look for that, if y'all don't mind, if we can do that. But let's play that video one more time. Uh-oh.
So another thing that they brought out, they said Monday, Thursday, right? So that's one of those Catholic feasts right there, right? It's dealing with, in fact, look that up, brothers. If you could go get that. Monday, M-A-U-N-D-Y, Monday, Thursday. Just Google it and see what it says about that.
Monday, Thursday.
Right.
It says Monday, Thursday, or Holy Thursday is the day during Holy Week that commemorates the washing of the feet and Last Supper of Jesus Christ with the apostles as described in the canonical Gospels.
And they quick to say what's the Apocrypha is not canon, right? But you see the Feast of Dedication in there, right?
Right.
But however, this day right here, I read Leviticus 11. I read Leviticus 23. I read all of these. I don't see it. Do you see it?
No, Monday, Thursday.
No. Monday, Thursday.
No.
Right?
I thought she just had a weird lisp or something. I thought she was saying Monday, Thursday. I was like, okay.
No. That always sounded weird to me. So I said,
Right.
look at that thing up. That was good.
So does Monday, Thursday come? Is that the day before Good Friday or something?
Yes, it says right here, it says, it is the 5th day of the Holy Week, preceding by Holy Wednesday and followed by Good Friday.
So that's a yes to your question.
Wow.
But it's not found in the Bible.
When did they even start that? I ain't never heard of no.
It's certain stuff, officer, that I'm seeing on social media. I'm like, when did they do stuff like this?
Right.
Northern Kingdom smacking each other on the head with eggs.
The hell is this?
That's what they doing for holiday. Hey, I'm gonna send a video if I can. But they smacking each other on the head with eggs, and I'm like, when did I never saw nobody doing this.
Right. Where did this come from?
What a headache got to do with Jesus
raised you? Hey, play it. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say. They also mentioned they keep the Passover like Christ kept it, right? So let's get that in Matthew 26:17.
Christ never smacked nobody on top of the head.
No,
with
he
an egg.
didn't.
No.
You said Matthew 26?
Yes.
Verse 17.
Verse 17.
The book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 17. Now the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
The Feast of what?
Unleavened Bread.
So that's when you're going to eat unleavened bread for 7 days, right? That's on the 15th. Right?
The disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover?
Where are we going to eat the Passover, right? Read.
And he said, go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, the master saith, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples.
So he said, did he say Easter?
No. I will keep the Passover at my house, at thy house with my disciples.
So that means he had a house, number one. He wasn't homeless. And two, Christ kept the Passover.
Right.
And more specifically, they was even talking about the feast of unleavened bread.
Right.
So
right.
We don't see that nowhere. They didn't mention anything like that in what we just saw in that narrative, have we?
At all.
Okay.
And it's funny because, remember, everything that he did, he said, do this in remembrance of me, right?
Right.
So there's certainly a remembrance of what he did at that time, but that time period that he did it was called the Passover.
Correct.
So now when you go into the book of, what is it, Acts, where the word, the one place where Easter is mentioned in the entire Bible, and it tells you that was the Romans' Easter, but that they were keeping the Passover.
Correct.
So that tells you there was two separate things happening at that time. It was not the Jews keeping Easter.
Right.
It was the Romans.
Good pull.
So,
right.
yeah. So how could you be doing this in remembrance of him when Easter is what the Romans were doing? And they had no remembrance.
Right. He never said, remember me this way. He told us specifically how to remember him, right?
No. Right.
He didn't say do that.
With an Easter egg coming out of bunny rabbits behind.
What the hell is this?
Bunny rabbits don't lay eggs. kids.
Tricks are for kids.
Hey, play the video again. Just play it one more time, man.
Where are you going? My church's Passover potluck. What now?
Pause.
You should come.
My church's Passover
potluck.
What is potluck?
That's what they put all the food together.
It's just bring what you.
Yeah, everybody just bring what you want. Sally, do you want to make mashed potatoes and all that stuff like that?
And if you know better, if you've been watching these Edomite, these I do me moments of the week, you know not to eat anything potluck. Do not do it, guys. Don't do it yourself.
I got a turd turkey. Right. I'm bringing a turd turkey in.
So not only was the Amalekite, now this is the same woman, of course, but not only was when she's representing herself as Amalek, is she doing it wrong? Secondly, when she's representing herself as a Christian, which is what she is, because that was the religion of the Romans, when she's representing herself as a Christian, she's doing it all wrong. So nothing in this is the right way to do it at all. This was 100% lies.
Facts.
But this is the stuff that they'll put out there. And how many, look, 24,000 views. How many is it? 377 or 577 shares?
517 shares, 34,000 views. 34,000 views, 35 comments.
Yeah. So, this is getting big numbers. So that means that many people watch this video and possibly thousands and thousands of people believe that what she said on the Jewish side is the way to do it.
The hell is this? Which brings to mind, let me get one more, man.
Go ahead.
Matthew 24 and 4, then jump to 24.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
We said there was devils. Devils means deceivers, right?
Right. 24.
Verse 24, for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
And that's not going to happen. But I wanted to pull out a 4, right? It was 4 verse 5 when it says many. So you see 34,000 right there, right? That's what is mind-boggling. Like,
right.
This is total garbage and a total lie, a myth even, right?
Right.
But it gets 34,000 hits.
Yeah.
And that's why he says, many shall come in my name saying, I'm Christ. This is your Christianity right here.
Right. Habitation of devils, habitation of deceivers. All right, so let's see some more of this foul bird. Let's see another foul bird, because what I'm doing is I'm equating these birds to the different religions, different doctrines and beliefs, right?
Bring it out.
So let's look at another foul bird.
Oh, God.
Right.
Anybody with a hat on like that, they know they foul.
Hey, I promise, I've seen this dude walking outside.
In Dallas?
Yeah, man, in the last few months, bro, I've seen this. I promise there's a dude out here walking dressed just like this, barefoot, on hot concrete, looking like this dude, bro.
I want the knife.
Yeah, right, 100. But let's see what he did. Let's see how foul he is.
So this is the Guardian.
Yeah, this is Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama apologizes after kissing boy and asking him to suck my tongue.
Come on, man.
The hell is this?
Come on, you expect that out of Edom, man. Now, come on.
Bruh.
You too, Moab? Come on, man.
Bruh, this is a foul bird, bro.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother spirit. That first, he kisses this boy.
Is that a normal thing? What?
No, because he had to apologize. He apologized.
Well, I know it's not a normal thing, but over there or whatever.
No.
I'm like, is he apologizing for?
Yeah, no, he was out of order, man. His spirit rose up in him, bro.
Why are you gay?
Right, 100%. Why are you gay?
It says, interaction at temple in India seen in video that has gone viral, condemned as inappropriate and scandalous.
So see, he was in India. And even they was like, hey, whoa, wait a minute.
India ain't one of them countries that's stoning people for this kind of stuff?
Man,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, they would be the Persians, right?
Because you see it.
Right. So let me get something on there.
Uh-huh.
Right? Let's get some. Ezra 9:11. Watch this. Ezra 9 and 11. Just to see the filth of the nations.
Right.
The book of Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 11.
Now, we know this was during the Persian captivity right here, but it's not limited to them. Read.
Which thou hast commanded by thy servant the prophet, saying, the land unto which ye go to possess it, it is an unclean land.
It is what?
An unclean land.
Now, anything outside of Israel is unclean, right? But keep reading.
Will the filthiness of the people of the lands.
The filthiness of the people of the land. No matter where we go. Now, we just watched Turd Turdy, right?
Yeah, right.
And that was Esau.
130, 230.
Yeah. So it's not just limited to them. All of these nations are nasty. That's why the Most High said we got to come out of them, out of these ways. What is that? Proverbs 3:31.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whatever they do the opposite, and you always gonna be okay.
Yes.
Was that it on that?
No, it was some more on it. It says, unto which ye go to possess it is an unclean land with the filthiness of the people of the lands.
Filthiness of the people of the lands. That's filth right there. Sucking a boy's tongue. Read.
With their abominations, which have filled it from one end to another with their uncleanness.
So how many times he say filth and uncleanness, and he associates that with not. So Persia, you're not clear on this. Okay,
Same with every foul bird over here.
Every foul bird.
Yeah, and then that's what it is. Every foul bird. This is a cage of all types of foul birds and filth.
Right.
That's exactly what we in. So the Dalai Lama has apologized after he faced allegations of inappropriate behavior after kissing a young boy on the lips and asking him to suck his tongue at a public event in India.
Allegations? How can they even call it an allegation? They got a video of him doing it.
Hey, you know something?
Bruh.
Hey, but Joe Biden even act like this now.
Right.
Creepy Joe.
Creepy Joe. That's some creepy stuff.
Joe.
That's a creeper. He's a creeper.
Yeah. But what's crazy, though, because Dalai Lama, for those that don't know, when you see down, the Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, is the holiest figure of Tibetan Buddhism.
The one that just kissed the boy?
Yes.
Oh, God.
He is the holiest figure of Tibetan Buddhism. So Buddhism is one of the filthy things that's in America and around the world, and we're gonna prove it. Let's go to number 9, because first let's see does the Dalai Lama, because you get a lot of these people. Remember on the movie What's Love Got to Do with It with Tina Turner? This is what she went into when she was sitting there chanting that Run Yo. Right. This is what she was doing.
They be saying Gabby doing that stuff too. I was like, oh no.
Right. She fell into Buddhism, right? And she was saying that this is getting her closer to God, so forth. And you hear women saying this now. This is becoming a thing again.
Buddhism?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It's becoming a thing again in the black in our community.
They just don't want to lose no weight.
Right.
They just don't want to serve the Most High God and keep His commandments. That's
right.
What that is.
All right, read that.
Does the Dalai Lama believe in God?
Uh-huh.
In an early interview, when I asked him if he thought there was a God, he answered simply, I don't know. He took the view of an agnostic. He understood that it's not possible to know one way or another whether God exists. In Buddhism, no creator.
He said there is no creator.
What?
In Buddhism.
The hell is this?
There is no creator. But it says that he said that he doesn't know whether a God does or does not exist. But in Buddhism, in the belief system itself,
right,
they don't believe that there is a creator.
Right.
So he's the holiest man in their culture.
Yes.
And he can't tell them
if there's a creator.
For a surety if there's a creator or not.
Yes. Yes.
Our people
I rest my case.
Every foul.
This brother, not our people, but this reminds me of the brother Todd, some in Oklahoma, the pastor, when he was talking about
the one that spit on people.
Yeah, the brother that spit on people, the spitting prophet.
Yeah.
They were asking him about gay marriages and homosexuality.
Yeah.
He was, I don't know, me. He's like, come on, what you mean you don't know, man?
We've got trans in our name. Transformation Church.
Yeah, right.
Devil,
boy.
you. Right.
Hey, when you ain't keeping the laws of God, you ain't gonna know nothing.
You ain't gonna know nothing. So in Buddhism, no creator, the Dalai Lama said at the Chan Center. Right?
When I came down.
So let's look at let's look at it. Let's go to the next one. What is that? Number 10, I think it is. Let's go to number 10.
What are the top 3 largest religions? Largest religious groups. Christianity.
Of course.
2.4 billion followers. Islam, 1.9 billion.
Of course, right? Wood and stone, right? Go ahead.
Hinduism, 1.2 billion.
So now Hinduism is when you look at Christianity and Islam, Christianity and Islam both have traditions that they stick to very closely, right? But which one of those two sticks to a tradition or a ritual closer? Islam. That's why Islam has Ramadan and they do 40 days and it's supposed to be this and that and blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do all of that. Well, Hinduism is the Islam of these two religions. Both of these are found in what we call Asia, which would be India and China, right? But Hinduism is the one that comes from the true Elamites. That's what they actually believe was Hinduism. But then Buddhism, which comes right behind Hinduism as the fourth largest religion in the earth, you see, they say that there is no God, you know, and they just believe in reincarnation, chakras, energy, and all of that stuff.
Sage, huh?
Who do we see doing that today?
5%ers.
Chakras and energy. and
burning sage.
Right.
That's where it comes from.
Wow.
It's from Buddhism. They don't believe that there's a God. They just believe that they're spiritual and things that we do are spiritual.
The hell is that? That'd be the black woman in most cases.
It's the black woman. It's our sisters right now.
We heard that thousands of times on the street.
Absolutely.
I believe in God. I think there's a creator. I know there's a creator.
Yes.
And I'm spiritual. I don't go one way or another. Like, come on, bro.
Right. So that foul bird called Buddhism, coming from the Dalai Lama, has actually become a major deceiver to our people. Read Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, what's that, verse 32? Is it 32? Yeah, now go down. 36.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Now, what people don't understand is that we have gone into captivity into every race on the face of the earth. Right. All of them got to pay for it. That's why it says that Babylon has become the cage of every foul bird. Every captivity that we ever serve, we serving it right here in America under the same oppressors that had us in various places around the world, and we still scattered. All right? So we came into the hands of these people. Go ahead.
And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So, and we would become an astonishment, meaning we would lose our name. We wouldn't willingly change our name. We wouldn't go from being Israel or Ben Jacob or Ben Yehuda or, you know, son of Malachi. We wouldn't go from that to being Weinstein.
Right.
We wouldn't go from that to being Rothenstalls. No, we didn't change our names on purpose. Our names were taken from us. And every foul bird and devil that's right here in the cage called Babylon the Great America is still doing and attacking us and sucking us right back into things that they've always kept us in to keep us separated from our God. Yeah.
I was going to say, if they didn't drop a bomb on that, I was going to get up and push the button myself.
All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High.
Let me touch with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And let me get Psalms 14 and 1, and then Psalms 96 and 5.
The book of Psalms, chapter 14 and verse 1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God.
So isn't that what the Dalai Lama said? He wasn't sure if there was no God, right?
Right.
He's a fool. That's a foolish thought right there. I don't care what nation you're from. You know there was a creator of heaven and earth. Read.
Right. They are corrupt.
They are what?
They are corrupt.
All of these religions outside of God, Most High, and his commandments, guess what? In Christ,
they are corrupt.
It's corruption.
Hey, also, he talking about suck my tongue. He corrupt.
That's corrupt.
Right. And he's a holy man.
Right.
Read.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works.
What? That is abomination, and the works that came from that is abomination and abominable.
There is none that doeth good.
So no good can come from these religions. So I hope you listening, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, and your women. There's one true God and his son, the Christ.
That's right. That's right.
So 96? 96 and 5?
The book of Psalms, chapter 96 and verse 5.
And just to double down on what we just said, read.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Some of the gods.
All the gods of the nations are idols.
Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, make up a religionism. It's all false. It's all idols.
Yes,
it's
sir.
idolatry.
Yes, sir.
But the Lord made the heavens.
One creator of the heavens and
That's
the earth.
right.
That's
hey,
right.
That's a fire.
That's right.
And all that dwell therein.
Hey, and y'all know what? We love bringing this out, but we got to take a commercial break, y'all. We're going to take a break for just a few minutes. Hey, but stay tuned, though, And come right back in a couple of minutes, man. You are tuned in to In the Scripts.
Reloaded.
Is this the problem you face when it's time to go over the Bible? Have you been searching for a fun way to bring the Bible to the classroom? Well, look no further. IUIC Boom Cards has you covered. The perfect solution to keep your children edified and occupied during the Sabbath and throughout the week. These decks provide exciting and interactive ways to learn that are sure to grab your child's attention. Now loaded with decks teaching the high holy days, the commandments, and much more.
Where'd all these different faiths come from? Well, there are a lot of man-made religions out there. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of man. What man? The white man.
In Europe, in the time of the Renaissance, they start whitewashing all the dark images in Spain, in Portugal, in Russia, and all these places. And archaeology could show today, we got the records showing that there were black images all over Spain, all over Europe. Okay, why? Because the Christians over there at that time, they were all black.
Being a Christian, you are the following of Christ. You keeping the Passover, New Moon, Sabbath, all that make a big difference. In Christianity, they keep none of what the Bible says.
The Jews have always been black.
So the true early Christians maintained faith in Christ along with Jewish law.
It is very important for us to come out of what we don't belong in and come back to what God actually made.
Brothers, sisters, let's all of us come out of the Christian church now.
It looks more like a military group than anything else, but I'll read what they have.
You said something about it looked like something.
An army.
What make you say that?
Because look, it's like military style.
Why do you support Kyrie?
I'm pretty impressed. I heard it from about a mile away, so I had to come over. Okay. How many men?
There's something that was said that has never been done or seen before. Unity of our people. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. Is that right, brothers? We are the Israelites the Bible speaks of, and we will not apologize. We're going to teach this truth come hell or high water. Christ said the gates of hell shall not prevail against us. I want everybody to understand that. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 3, the Lord said, endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Let's hear it. Unity! 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 And we will not ever bow the knee or apologize. So at that, brothers, who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ. 12 tribes! 12 tribes! 12 tribes! 12 tribes! 12 tribes! Unity! 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 Who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ.
Is this the problem you face when it's time to go over the Bible? Have you been searching for a fun way to bring the Bible to the classroom? Well, look no further. IUIC Boom Cards has you covered. The perfect solution to keep your children edified and occupied during the Sabbath and throughout the week. These decks provide exciting and interactive ways to learn that are sure to grab your child's attention. Now loaded with decks teaching the High Holy Days, the Commandments, and much more. Your child will love learning the Bible with IUIC Boom Cards. Order your deck today at www.boomlearning.com/author/IUIC.
Testing. They can hear us, right? We back? Are we back?
You're listening to In the Scripts.
Reloaded. It caught me off guard. That's why I slipped like that. But we got the end piece, though.
That's right.
Yeah, we got the end piece. All right. Hey, we back, y'all. We back. All praises to the Most High God. We are back. So let's jump right back into where we were. We were dealing with that thing pertaining to the Dalai Lama. We showed who the Dalai Lama was, what he did, talking about sucking on a young boy's tongue. Then we showed how Buddhism is actually the 4th largest religion around the world right now. So our people are being sucked into that flood, right? But let's see how much more foul and devilish this place could be. Now, this is a throwback story that we're about to pull up. Let's pull up number 11. This is a throwback story that we're about to pull up. And not a throwback like it's old. But it is an older story. But for some reason, it's just not something that they put in the news.
Wonder why?
I wonder why. I mean, they put it out there, but it's not widespread. Maybe when you're the person controlling media, you can control the narrative.
The hell is this?
Nah, that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
We can't say that.
Man. All right, so let's read that.
It says, The Guardian, once again. Air Force looked at spray to turn enemy gay. Damn. That even rhymes.
Yeah, dude.
I'm going to say that. Air Force looked at spray to turn enemy gay.
Now, I don't know if y'all understand what this is saying. This is America's Air Force. Looked at a spray that would turn our enemies gay.
The hell is
That's
this?
another level witchcraft right there.
Another level of witchcraft, bro.
And you know the spray don't sound normal. You know it sound even extra gay, too.
The gay spray.
The gay, it's, when they spraying it,
Hey, they like, I'm going to spray you.
And the airplane flying out, you like, why the airplane sound like that?
Right.
Hey, you know how they do with their S's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they say words, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything got to be
Bro,
an S for
who
real.
does this, bro? This is evil.
This is where your tax dollars going right here.
Yes, this is a foul bird.
Wow.
And you know something, and it kind of lets you because when you read in Matthew 24 when it says if I had to shorten the days, otherwise everybody would have become as Sodom.
As Sodom, yes,
yep,
yes.
It kind of give you just a glimpse of how devilish this enemy is, this beast is.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And this was back when the date on it
2007.
2007.
But the actual concept was even before that. Yes. You keep reading down.
Wow.
Yes.
All praise.
This is my first time hearing about this story. Wow.
Yeah, let's read.
Gay
Yeah,
spray.
yeah. Most people never heard of it.
Gay
let's
spray.
read.
That's great. Scroll up. Make love, not war, may be the enduring slogan of anti-war campaigners. But in 1994, the U.S. Air Force produced its own variation on the philosophy. What if it could release a chemical that would make an opposing army soldiers think more about the physical attributes of their comrades in arms than the threat posed by the enemy?
You know, this could go real bad. You know what I'm saying? This could go.
Who's taking this serious at the board meeting, man? What's going on? I got it,
bro. Let's. I got it. Hey, I got it. Let's
Tom. What do you got? He's always got good ideas.
I think we should make a spray that makes their guys think about the guys next to them's booties.
Can we do that? Yeah. Hey, tap Amalek. Hey, tap the scientists. Are we able to do that?
Right.
We can? Okay.
My God, seriously? Then we can put it in cereal.
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that thought from?
Right.
You know where they got that thought from.
Man, boy.
That is a devilish thought right there.
This is evil as hell. Right. Go ahead.
And thus, the gay bomb was born.
The what?
The gay bomb. So it was a bomb that they actually had proposed to create that would, when dropped, it would explode, and the chemical that was in it would alter the mindset of men who were supposed to be heterosexual to now have homosexual thoughts and begin to have homosexual acts.
And they call this a weapon.
Yes.
Hey, yes. That's a good point.
Yes.
Hey, think about next Friday. Remember Damon when he got out?
Right.
He was looking at Cat Williams.
Right.
I'm a boy, Damon.
Right.
You know,
I don't want none of these.
Create some soldiers like that.
No. But like, okay, all jokes aside, though, if we touch something historically, right, from the Bible. Now, it wasn't a gay bomb, but remember when Balaam and Balak, right? Remember Balak wanted Balaam to curse Israel, but he couldn't curse us.
Right.
So he couldn't drop a gay bomb in there. But what did he do though?
He told him how to.
He told him to send those women down there amongst those men, and those women will entice those men and will cause them to think less about war than they do sex. Wow. This is the exact same thing, showing you it's the same spirit, but it's all confined right here in one spot.
Wow.
They use a sexual lust that they know that's up in men in order to get us to sin.
Right. Go to 2 Samuel 10:4. 2 Samuel 10:4. Because we laugh at this stuff. It's crazy, right? But there's no new thing under the sun. 2 Samuel 10 and start at verse 3.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 10 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And the princes of the children of Ammon,
meaning Japan, the Japanese,
said unto Haman, their lord, thinkest thou that David doth honor thy father, that he hath sent comforters unto thee? Hath not David rather sent his servants unto thee to search the city and to spy it out and to overthrow it? Wherefore Hanun took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away.
So this man in the middle of war thought to expose another man's ass. And that's the way that you would attack.
Wow.
So this is the type of things that devils and foul birds think about, because this is not something that we did.
And obviously, it said even to the buttocks, so that means they ass was showing.
Right, he's exposing there.
They were sagging.
Right. So who would think to expose a man's ass as a form of torture?
Right.
Wow.
And now it's fashionable. They sag their pants
so if they,
willingly.
Willingly.
Also, if they couldn't do a straight gay bomb up in our community, they say, you know what? Let's just slide it through somewhere else in the media, in the music, in the TV.
Absolutely.
You know
that's a gay bomb.
Damn.
You know something, though, guys? It's already dropped. Look at our community right now. Go to Atlanta. Go to certain parts of Dallas. Go to certain parts of Houston. You see these things, man. It's an epidemic right now, man.
Absolutely. Jump down to where it says it was included in a CD-ROM.
It was included in a CD-ROM produced by the U.S. military in 2000. And submitted to the National Academy of Sciences in 2002. The documents show that $7.5 million was requested to develop the weapon. Wow.
So these are records that you can openly go and search and find. Read it right there. The documents?
The documents released to the Sunshine Project. Under a Freedom of Information request title. Harassing, annoying, and bad guy identifying chemicals. Include several proposals for the military use of chemicals that could be sprayed on the enemy positions. One distasteful but non-lethal example would be strong aphrodisiacs, especially if the chemical also caused homosexual behavior, says the proposal from the Air Force's Wright Laboratory in Dayton, Ohio.
Wow. The hell is this ain't a hoax. This is real information that you can do a Request of Information Act and pull and read it for yourself.
LGBTQ ain't never got mad at this. I ain't never heard them. Oh, wow.
That's
crazy.
so outlandish. It sounds like it's false information, you know?
Right.
But that's just beyond my comprehension.
Yes.
But I don't know why. This is Edom we talking
And
about.
that goes into what you were just saying, you know, that we joke about it because in our minds we like, gay bomb.
Gay bomb.
But
right?
Esau's really sitting down like, listen, if we get the money, our scientists, they can make this thing happen.
Right.
Wow. That's crazy.
Read that last Aaron Belkin.
Aaron Belkin, director of the University of California's Michael Palm Center, which studies the issue of gays in the military, said, the idea that you could submit someone to some aerosol spray and change their sexual behavior is ludicrous.
It is not ludicrous because this is what they asked for $7.5 million to do it.
Right.
Damn. It's not ludicrous. This was the plot. That means they know how to do it. So if you think that they can't program you through TV, music, you know, magazines, other things, you crazy as hell. If they can spray something on you and make you be sitting up thirsting in your lust for other men.
So at the end of the day, at the root of it all, it's spiritual, right?
Yes, it's all spiritual. Absolutely.
Can I identify that spirit in the Bible?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, let me get Genesis 19, verse 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19, and verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night?
Read.
Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
That we may do what?
Know them.
Now watch this. Strangely enough, that same spirit crept back in Judges 19:22. Get that for me. Watch this. I saw this. I was like, no.
Yeah.
The book of Judges, chapter 19, and verse 22. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about, and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, bring forth the man.
Bring forth what?
The man that came into thine house, that we may know him.
That we may what?
Know him.
Now, history repeating itself, right? So they know that spirit is in certain men, right? So they have created a technology. It's all spiritual, right? It's witchcraft is what it is.
Right.
To keep bringing that spirit back up and where it's concurrent, it's reoccurring.
Right.
And that's some evil stuff right there.
Because remember, this was our men, but that means they had been enticed and that spirit had been brought out because this is Benjamin.
And they said
and
they said they
camp banging again.
Right.
And they said they had camped around about. They didn't circle the whole thing.
Circled the house.
They didn't siege the house.
But them same words keep coming back. Let us know them. Right?
Yeah. They got that Fleece Johnson spirit.
Man, easy way.
And you just got to fight. You know you ain't running away from Benjamin. They fast.
Man, absolutely.
It's strong as hell. It's strong, man.
So let's see some more of this foul bird and devil, this deceiver. Because again, you keep slandering us talking about what we did, right? Talking about we murdered 3 people and we did this and, you know, bringing up the story from across the pond and the whole 9 yards, right? Well, let's see. Does Amalek and do they get involved in this type of stuff? I'd love to see them say not. Let's go to number 13. Let's go to number 13.
It says NYPD Crime Stoppers.
So what this is on Twitter. And what page is this again?
NYPD Crime Stoppers.
So this is the New York City Police Department Crime Stoppers page on Twitter. Let's see what they posted.
Wanted sexual abuse on the 3rd or
on March 13th.
March 13th, 23rd at 8:33.
No. Come on, bro.
Wait, what is it? What I say?
March 13th.
March 13th, 2023.
Thank you.
What I say?
So this is March 13th of this year.
Yeah, this year.
This is just a month ago.
At 8:33 a.m., vicinity of Myrtle Ave and Nostrand Ave. New York PD 79th Precinct. The individual approached.
Which is the unknown.
The unknown individual approached the victim and grabbed her breast.
Wait a minute. So Amalek out here at 8 o'clock in the morning just grabbing Chi-Chi's?
Hey, you know, they like breast milk with their donuts.
The hell is this? Amalek, you out here grabbing Chi-Chi's at 8 o'clock in the morning, bro?
No.
Amalek, you are a foul bird.
Sorry, man. Wrong aisle.
Right.
My apologies.
I got astigmatism.
Yes. Go ahead, man.
The individual then pushed the victim down and attempted to pull down her pants.
What
the hell?
This is broad daylight, right?
The easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
This is 7-Eleven, right?
Right. That's that Play that again.
Yeah.
That's that Fleece Johnson.
Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
He pushed her down and attempted to pull down up. This is Amalek. Bro, look at the curls coming off the side. You know what? This ain't a more beautiful picture, man, of Genesis chapter 25. That's Genesis chapter 25 all day right there. Yeah.
And he still checked out. That's crazy.
And he still checked out. Why? Because he didn't have no fear. He not running.
Wow.
He not running. Raise it up a little. Is there some more information on this thing? Go up a little bit.
But you can see the red through his skin, so it means he was slightly excited right here.
Look at that.
Hey.
Look at what it says.
Louis Lorenzo, all I see in a video that does not contain the alleged crime. Why should we believe this is true? But when you see a story about Jake on the news, immediately it's true.
It's true. Go ahead.
This man really came here and asked for the sauce.
Wow.
LOL.
Go ahead. Is it any more of them?
Talmud be like,
yeah. Because the Talmud got some stuff in it, bro.
Hey.
Like what Bishop brought out about sex with a 9-year-old boy as opposed somebody 9 and younger as opposed to 9 and older.
Right.
How do you know that?
So this is normal behavior. Hey, this to them, that's normal behavior.
Yes. It's more stories. We got more.
ADL, at ADL, Anti-Defamation League. Any comment?
Damn. So the ADL didn't have no comment on this?
APOC didn't have any.
Wow.
SPLC.
Wow.
Jonathan Greenblatt didn't have anything to say about this?
They called their brother up. They said, hey, man, listen, we understand we all do it. Just don't get caught on camera.
Right.
They said, you're making us look bad, but, we'll brush it over.
Yep. What does that next one say?
Says, the ADL only cares for rich Jews, not us common ones. So they'll probably criticize this random rabbi while mentioning something about his poor socioeconomic status. All they do is hold us hostage.
Sheesh.
Facts.
So that's them. That's when Satan is against Satan, the house cannot stand. That's another Amalekite saying, hey, those rich ones, they love to oppress us that ain't as well off as the rest of them. Look, from what I understand, all of y'all are worth about $1 million a piece. So shut up. Right. But we do thank you. We thank you for your word against your brother. All right, let's go out of this real quick. Because, again, we look at the media and everybody, like the first one that came on, like this is, how do we know this is real?
Yeah.
How do we know?
Not white Jesus.
Right. Because this is what they're used to doing, is to spinning it, right?
But that's in their tenets of their Sanhedrins. I mean, that's exactly what they're taught to do.
Right.
To pivot away from the truth, and it's totally legal to tell a lie from their doctrine.
Right.
So,
absolutely. All right, let's read that.
This is Christians for Truth. Jewish Daily Forward writer brags that when Jews get angry, we get our way.
So a Jewish Daily Forward writer bragged that, hey, you know what? When we Amalekites get angry, we get our way. So what are we seeing, though? Because what did we see with Ye? What did we see with Kyrie Irving? What did we see with Cube? What do we see with any and everybody that says anything that they don't like? As soon as they show any angry face or any level of anger, everybody gets scared and everybody shut it down.
And start apologizing.
Yes. Right. So they writing about this. They telling us. All right, read that.
The Forward. Buried within an otherwise tedious article about the hostile relationship between Jews and blacks, Batya Ungar Sargon, a Jewish writer for the Jewish news site The Forward, brags to her fellow Jews that when Jews get angry about anything, they will get their way.
So you see that? So how is it that you say that you are so oppressed when your own writers are writing publicly that as soon as y'all get upset that y'all are going to get your way? You're a liar. You were never oppressed. You're not oppressed. There were some people who told you that you couldn't do some stuff in their country because they didn't like the fact that your businesses, your merchant tactics and your governmental influences were getting so high that it was causing them not to be able to have their way in their own establishment. That's all that was going on when you go back and read it. Y'all can say what the hell you want, but when you go back and read it, this is exactly what was taking place.
Right.
They were upset because y'all found a way to go into the banking systems and begin to manipulate and make things move, and everything, the pendulum swung in your way only. That's exactly what happened.
But according to them, that was worse than the transatlantic slave trade.
Right. That's what we read earlier. That's what they said.
The hell is this?
Damn.
said there's a lot of talk about anti-Semitism on the left, but when push comes to shove, when the Jewish community is angry, we get our way, including in lefty spaces, as Rabbi Mike Rothbaum put it in these pages in response to Davis losing her award. When Jews are outraged, people listen.
So they letting you know right there. Ray, go up a little bit because then he goes into some stuff about, or she goes into some stuff about James Baldwin.
How are they so people listening to y'all, but then on the other end, y'all talking about some anti-Semitism is on the rise. We're being oppressed. You know, come on, man.
Right. Come on, y'all. And it isn't about, yes. And it isn't about.
And, oh, where you at?
And it isn't about the top paragraph.
Oh, there we go. And it isn't about merely being more powerful than blacks who cannot pass as white. It's about being even more powerful than whites because they cannot be criticized for their power because despite being white, they can still invoke their minority status and internal victimhood because of the so-called Holocaust as Jews.
You see that? The hell is this? They can yell Holocaust and look at what y'all did to us and bypass even a black who might be able to pass as a white because they can still scream, well, we're a minority and y'all just keep picking on us and doing everything and y'all are just bad. Hey, meanwhile, make some gay spray.
Yeah.
The hell is this? Somebody fund this gay, because we know who funded it. Come on, bro.
Hey, meanwhile, did you sign that girl, Glorilla, the black one?
Right. Did you sign Glorilla? Hey, she's fantastic. Go ahead.
Their white-appearing skin gives them a privilege that even white people don't have. And this is the so-called white privilege that Jews are really talking about but don't dare admit.
Because they hate to say that they are white. And that's what this writer is saying. So this whole thing is if y'all want to go back, y'all can read the whole article yourself. But in the article, it's exposing how they use their past tragedies, but the influence that they've garnered in the entire earth, and make people look at their white skin and somehow say they ain't white.
Yeah.
This is witchcraft.
But you know, that's kind of a lie when it says really talking about, but don't dare admit it. They actually admit it. They are so arrogant and they profess that we can say whatever we want, we could do whatever we want.
Right.
It was brought out on Patient Saints Radio. Remember that one rabbi that got on there and told the truth about everything about blood in their offerings of Passover, how they chop up meat and sell it to McDonald's. They told you this. They told us all of this. And he's like, but you know what? We say these things, but nobody believes it.
Nobody believes it. Absolutely.
Now, if that's not the Jedi mind trick, what is?
Yes. Now, we're going to read these last two paragraphs.
It says, and since the Jews...
And conversely,
the white passing Jews know full well that no one dares criticize them because of their terrible power of the purse, to use that well-known phrase of Theodore Herzl.
Their terrible power of the purse. Money.
Yeah.
So he who has the gold makes the rules.
Right. This is how they were able to hide the faces of the judges. And if it's not them, then somebody please tell me who the hell it is.
Right.
Read the next.
As this forward writer brazenly admits, angry Jews have the ability to deprive you of your ability to earn a living if you do not take heed or come to heel.
Or do not bow at their feet.
Dang. They'll turn a billionaire into a millionaire.
Turn a billionaire into a millionaire overnight.
And then
overnight.
And then threaten them to where everybody can see it online. He was like, yo, he just said you ain't going to be able to see his kids again. And just brush over.
And
Nobody
Kanye
talking about it no
said
more.
he was not going to apologize and ended up doing what? Apologizing.
Yep. And then went and married an Amalekite.
She Amalek too? Good God.
Went and married an Amalekite. Another handler.
Hey, as Dr. Umar say, snow bunny hopping.
Snow
bunny hopping.
Snow bunny hopping.
Damn.
They took that man's
soul. So here's a book. It's called New World Jewelry, right? Jewelry. So we're going to touch on what we just did. To close this thing out, we're going to show. So when it comes to foul birds, beliefs that we used to have or beliefs that we had of who came to America, who did the conquering, so forth and so on, it's not who you thought it was. We're going to show you. All right? Less than 40. Let's go.
Less than 40 years after the discovery and conquest of the western coast area of South America, Jews
So this is the Jewish people. Go ahead.
Jews formed numerous nuclei of settlements.
So they formed numerous settlements over here. Go ahead.
Rodrigo Orgones was one of the several Portuguese new Christians who were among Almagro's conquistadors.
Wait a minute. Rodrigo Orgones, but he was a Jew. And he was Portuguese. And he was a
Christian.
Huh. Wait a minute. But he was among the conquistadors. Wait a minute. The conquistadors? I thought they was Spanish.
Huh.
Then Northern Kingdom, one of the things they love to say is, my forefather, he's from Spain.
Right.
Spanish.
Yep.
Dang. No, your conquistador was an Amalekite, Portuguese, or Spaniard.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Keep reading.
Wait a minute.
Almagro's
Now the conquistadors?
The conquistadors, having received grants of land, a number of the Jews began enterprises that led to wealth.
So this is how they got rich. But they hid themselves, saying that they were Spaniards and Portuguese, because remember, they came in and conquered us. And then they began to come over here and they began to receive land as gifts, and they began to get rich.
And this is so crazy because we did the show on the education system that they had set up.
Yes.
And you literally will never hear this in college,
right?
Graduate school, middle school, high school, nowhere that so-called Jewish people was among them conquistadors.
Yes.
Never.
Yes, absolutely. So this was all miseducation, y'all. For y'all to think that these Portuguese Catholics, which they call new Christians, that these were true Portuguese or Spaniards. No, it was them after the Renaissance period when they came in and conquered, because we were ruling these two lands, Spain and Portugal. And the Spanish Inquisitions is what happened. And Amalek took over, took on our names and identities, and then came to this side of the world and got rich.
Wow.
The hell is this?
Yes.
Out of their playbook.
Yes. Let's bring up that next page. Now, let's look and see who Rodrigo
Orgones.
Rodrigo
Orgones, scroll up, was Spanish captain under Diego de Almagro.
So he was a Spaniard. He was a Spanish captain, but he was on a Portuguese ship. Go ahead.
Born in Oropesa, Rodrigo participated in the Italian campaigns.
In the what?
Italian campaigns.
So he was involved with Italy. Raise it up. Y'all know he
got
gonna read that part. Come on, y'all.
He accompanied Francisco de Godoy from Nicaragua when they joined Diego's men in reinforcing Pizarro during the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire.
The Spanish conquest. So this is going into right after or shortly after what we knew as the Spanish Inquisitions, right? Of kicking us, the true Jews, out of Spain and Portugal, sending us back into Africa, and then carrying us into slavery. Go ahead.
He proved his loyalty, serving as a soldier for 5 years before he was made second in command to conquer and govern the southern portion of the Incan Empire. He helped Almagro in his 1537 coup d'etat in Cusco, leading the group that surrounded the Amaru Concha Palace, capturing Hernando Pizarro and Gonzalo Pizarro. He later led an army against the Pizarros, but was killed in 1538 during the Battle of Las Salinas.
So this was a Spaniard who was on the boat with Portuguese, but he was an Edomite or an Amalekite Edomite.
Whole time he thinking, I'm about to take all this over.
Yes. Yes. Let's read this.
The Jews were active in the Battle of the Porteños for Argentine independence.
Wait a minute. Argentina too? Wait a minute.
They everybody.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Lucas Ayaragere wrote, there were some prominent native-born Creoles, Israelites of Spanish ancestry in the beginning of our Argentina's independence.
And again, don't be fooled. Those are not us, the true Israelites. These are Amalekites acting as or stealing the name and the identity of the true Israelites. So this is why they're being identified as Israelites. Don't be tricked, y'all. Go ahead.
And they were present as leaders in the diverse and rough stages of high politics.
So they are the ones that built the governments and the politics of Argentina from the beginning.
Wow.
Come on, man.
So far they are the Portuguese, they are the Spanish, they are the Argentinians. Go ahead, let's see with this one.
There was a provision in the 1713 treaty between Spain and England that permitted non-Catholics aboard English ships to enter New World ports and land there, provided that they refrained from conducting religious services publicly.
So let's see what type of religious services they had to refrain from keeping. So now it was between Spain and England. They made a pact, an agreement, but they had to permit some non-Catholics, some people that did not believe Catholicism or new Christians, right, aboard the ships, as long as they didn't practice their religious services publicly.
They must have had some money to get in this.
Had to. Go ahead.
Later, when Charles III opened the colonial doors to world trade, Jews were permitted to enter freely.
Wait a minute. So who are these non-Catholics that were given the right to come over and practice the way they wanted to practice, as long as it wasn't openly? They were given the right to come over and do it. They were Jewish Amalekites out of Spain, but they were also aboard English ships, so they were living amongst the English as well.
Damn.
The hell is this?
Wow.
So Amalek is everybody.
It's like a bad episode of Scooby-Doo. You pull out the mask. He's like, damn, Amalek again.
Yes. One of the reasons
that the colonial Spaniards wanted the Portuguese to remain in the area was that almost all the Medicos were Portuguese Jews.
Because, now wait, I thought they were oppressed. I thought they were oppressed and downtrodden and the poor and everybody had done them wrong and nobody ever allowed them to come up, and God delivered them in 1948 into their land and delivered his promise. But they were doctors.
Medicos,
Hey, you know something, Yakub? Portuguese Jews. I was just reading something the other day. You know whose father's a Portuguese Jew, reportedly? Minister Farrakhan.
I have heard the same thing.
Huh.
Talk about checkmate.
Yes.
In every religion, they set up. It's believable, right?
Well, but you know that the history of the guy who taught them is that he was
an Edomite.
Yes.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Go ahead.
If they had been compelled to leave, there would have been no medical services available. The Spanish Catholic doctors disdained going to the New World, where they believed that they would be treating the primitive and indigent and would be without the social amenities they enjoyed in Spain.
So they didn't want to come over here and deal with the primitive and indigent. They didn't want to do that. Let them savages die, and then we'll go take the land. So this is I'm showing y'all now, they're everywhere. In every facet. So when we read earlier in Revelation 18:2 that this has become the haven of every foul bird, all of them, and they came from all angles, man, from Spain, from New England, from Portugal, from all of these places, and filled it in, and it's now caged in all in one place. And that's why Babylon gotta die.
Yep.
Babylon gotta burn, bro. Babylon got to burn.
And that's the thing about a lie, man. When you keep telling lies, sooner or later, they're going to come crashing down.
Come crashing down.
And let me get that, man. Job 13:4. Because Bishop Kennard brought this out in his Sabbath class. If y'all ain't seen that class, go back and record that one.
That's right.
He was on Amalek's neck with both hands and both feet.
Absolutely.
So,
the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies.
I mean, you create lies. All of these lies, lie after lie after lie. They were everybody, right? They were the Spaniards. They were the Indian in the cupboard. I mean, everybody.
Right.
Yeah, they were everybody, right? They were the Egyptians. They claimed to be us,
Indian
right?
in the cupboard.
Yeah, man. They that guy too, right?
Right.
But they are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
Physicians of no value.
Damn.
No cures.
Yeah.
Only cancer. They don't cure anything, right? And so they only bring problems. And guess what? The Most High, he's bringing back his son to eradicate this problem.
Right. That is hilariously ironic that they were the doctors.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Physicians of lies.
Wow.
So let's read this last piece before we go out.
Right on.
Today, there are about 3,000 Jews in Peru.
And again, that's Jewish Amalek, y'all, not us. Go ahead.
With only 2 organized communities, Lima and Iquitos, they have made strong contributions to the economics and politics of Peru.
Ain't that what they always stand on? But we gave money and we did this for the communities and blah, 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 blah. Man, y'all stole everything, bro.
That was
Cut
a
it
lie.
out. Right.
The majority in Lima and the country are Ashkenazi Jews. Some families lost part of their wealth and family members because of the Nazis during the Holocaust and the Second World War.
That's always got to come out.
Yeah.
But that's what we read earlier when it said that always has to come out in that article.
So
It
that
has
was
to come out.
So that was a major reinforcement for their plans that they could always go back and just say, we're not only white, quote unquote white, but we went through this Holocaust.
Right.
The hell is this?
Absolutely.
Which was probably a lie too. You know, guys, they lied about everything.
Man, look. Hey, I would love to really just hit that hard. I pray that leadership dig in and pull that thing out, man, and dissect what happened with that thing.
Right.
Because it's out there. It's out there. We know the truth is out there. But hey, look, we got to close out, man. We appreciate everybody being here with us every Tuesday, man. Make sure that you tune in to this channel because we going into what's happening in the world, bringing it out to you in the scripts, all right? If you will, subscribe and follow IUIC Dallas, Instagram at IUIC Dallas, Facebook at IUIC Dallas, TikTok at IUIC.Dallas, at YouTube at IUIC Dallas. Donate to IUIC.Dallas at IsraelUnite.org, all right? And Lord willing, life lasts. We'll see you again next week, same time, same channel. You are tuned in the script.
Reloaded. Reloaded.
When we step up to what's right, they lock us in the cell. Ain't no bell. What the hell?
You're listening to In the Scripts. Reloaded. You're listening to In the Scripts. Reloaded. You're listening to In the Scripts. Reloaded. You're listening to